Alright, what's going on guys? It's GSR here. So I wanted to explain to you guys why I think Johnny Cage needs a slight nerf on his 1-2-1 combo string, right? So Johnny Cage's 1-2-1 combo string, it's super safe, there's no gap, he can safely go directly into the back for a 2 to where he gets safe chip damage. Not only does he get safe chip damage, but he gets a good amount of pushback to where he's extremely safe, so it's hard to chase this character down when he spaces you out, because he can go for an Abare and make you respect, and you know, if he hits you with the standing 2-4-4, that's a full combo, or he can make it to where you can't necessarily break out of it by going for his pissed off move, which is his down back forward 1, and he can make it very difficult for you, right? Especially a character like Kung Lao or Melina where they have really short range normals. This can be very complicated. For a character like Kung Lao, this can be a very difficult matchup if the Johnny Cage player knows what they're doing and they understand the matchup to some degree. Now, off of Johnny Cage's 1-2, he's 0 on block, so no character has the advantage. So if you're going against a character like Kung Lao that has a 7-frame poke, basically both of you guys will trade, so it's nothing but a mind game to where am I going to block or is he going to block? Is he going to go for a down 1? If he does, I'm going to flawless block him. Or I'm going to try and take my turn back, but I have to be careful because he has an orbiting hat and a mind game off of his down 1, or his down 3. What else is there? If you're going against a character with a 8-frame down 1, such as like Sindel, Johnny Cage can beat her out to where it's pretty much his turn again. So Sindel, what she would have to do in this situation is that she would have to take it upon herself to flawless block him or just block in general and watch out from the mind game and kind of respect in a way, because it will still be Johnny Cage's turn since she has an 8-frame poke from what I remember. Characters with 6-frame pokes, however, it's a lot different. Johnny Cage is the one that's going to have to respect. So if he's going against Aaron Black, Gearus, and the list keeps going, he has to understand that a 6-frame poke will ultimately beat him out if he tries to go for any normal. So Johnny Cage would have to flawless block, or he would have to respect, or he would have to read that the opponent's going to go for a throw or a different type of combo string, or they might use his minus frames by backing up and then going for like some form of a whiff punish, and you get where I'm going with that, right? So like I said, I think the last hit needs a flawless block gap in it. Now the thing is that this 1-2-1 complements his 1-2-4, and I believe that the last hit should be a true hide to where the opponent can neutral crouch and go for a full combo punish. If he doesn't have the uppercut crushing blow, you can go for a full combo punish like this, or a crushing blow that's a counter or punish, or whatever the case may be. If you have something like that, because his recovery is pretty high to where you can get something like that out. It's actually 29 frames, but the catch is that if I manage to land this on you, I should be +2 on block, and I should be a little bit closer to you. Now keep in mind, this combo string has no legit gap into it to where you can flawless block him, but you can neutral crouch. And the thing is that the high is complementing the mid, and the mid is complementing the high. If you get hit with this, he does almost 10%. He can control that space by going directly into something like this, as you can clearly see. And he could just walk up if you think he's going to throw a projectile, and you get where I'm going with that, right? So that's kind of like the trade-off. I think he should be like +2 on block, and instead of him being right here, he should be just a little bit closer, like right around this area, so that way it makes a little bit more sense. And off of the standing 1, I don't necessarily think the character should be +3 on block, because I don't think it's necessary to be +3 on block. I think that the character should be +1 on block because he can still stagger really well. He can create a mind game off of the 1-2 if you're so focused on flawless blocking to where he could possibly throw you again, or go for a different normal before you even react quick enough, or a different combo string, or whatever the case may be. He might be able to backdash and get out the way possibly. Now, him being +1 on block is not going to put him at a disadvantage because he can stagger, he can go for a throw. The opponent has to respect in a way because he'll be gifted with a 6-frame poke, because this down 1 will no longer be 7 frames. His down 3 is 9 frames, but since he's +1 on block, it'll come out at 8 frames. His down 4 is 8 frames, so this will no longer be 8 frames, it'll come out at 7 frames, right? So I don't think this would hurt Johnny Cage at all. Whatsoever. I think this will be a nice change to where if the character makes a correct read, they can take it upon themselves to up-2 or up-3 him. And if the developers want to, they can make it to where Johnny Cage cannot commit into any special move, and he's just kind of stuck like this blocking afterwards. And this opens up the gate for certain characters like Gearus and shit like that, because they are able to go for a 6-frame poke. But you could just up-2 and up-3 him. I think that would be perfectly fine, because if he has no resources, he'll be doing something like this to where he'll have no choice but to block. if he commits into the full combo string. And you have to keep in mind that Johnny Cage gets really good shit off of this, right? Like, you're not able to necessarily break out. There's nothing you could do about that. Not only that, he gets really good damage off of that. Not only that, he gets like 40% in the corner. So if I was to do this Kung Lao, I get 40%, almost 41%. And that's a lot of damage off of one bar if you make a mistake, right? So I think this would be really nice for Johnny Cage. Now, one more thing I want to talk about is Johnny Cage's standing 2 real quick. I do believe his standing 2 should be slightly nerfed because, like I said, I don't necessarily think Johnny Cage needs a lot of plus frames here. The reason why I say this is because he recovers really quickly. It's 11 frames, so they can keep this the same, right, to where he staggers like this, because this is his best stagger to where he can almost instantly throw you. And I think they should keep that like that. They should keep the recovery the same and the startup time the same. But when it comes to the block advantage, you can make the character like -1 on block, and if he spaces it out like this, see how he's +4 all of a sudden? Sometimes he can become +5. It just depends on whether or not you space it out. But if he spaces this move out, I do feel like Johnny Cage should become like 0 on block at least, or possibly +1 if he manages to space it out all the way, because he is a spacing character, and as you can clearly see there, he is +5 on block now. You see what I'm saying? So if he spaces it out all the way, that's pretty much what he'll get. He'll become like 0 on block or +1 on block, and that's about it. You have to keep in mind that Johnny Cage is a spacing character, and this is what he excels in, right? This is how he's supposed to be played. He's a spacing character, so why should he be that plus on block at close range engagements? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you can even make him -2 on block, but as long as you keep the recovery the same and you make it to where it's still the same just like this, I don't see any problem with this at all. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion. Now, some people may feel a little perplexed on why I'm saying something like this, but if you pay close attention to the stuff that I was just saying in this video, you'll understand why I think Johnny Cage needs a slight nerf in Mortal Kombat 11, to where he is following the rules of Mortal Kombat 11, to where he at least has a flawless back gap in his combo string. And keep in mind, Johnny Cage can go for like a rising star just like this. He could possibly go for like a nut punch or something like that. You know, he could possibly like hit you in the face with a projectile. So he's not at a complete disadvantage. It'll just cost him resources if he wants to make himself safe, or he could just do this and then he'll have to deal with that mind game and stuff like that. But this is just my opinion. And I understand that he has a lot of highs, but like I said, he has a 9 frame mid and a down 4. Even though he has to use resources, you know, he's still gifted with 2 good options, you know. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.